Yeah. Cavalier mentality, I charge through every bracket. King on the court, LeBron legacy in my fabric. Round when I'm grinding, dog pound in the trenches. Guardian at the gate, protecting all my riches. Cavs in my veins, championship parade route. Browns in the mud, fourth quarter, never doubt. Guardians of tradition, progressive feel my temple. Training like I'm drafted, work ethic monumental. In the zone, can't stop my ascension in the zone. Discipline my weapon in the zone. Greatness by intention in the zone. It's my resurrection in the soul.
This my resurrection in the zone. Welcome to this Thursday special NBA trade deadline edition of EnDaZone Sports. I'm your host, the man with the plan with the cleanest ways in all the land, Spivey. And y'all see who I got with me. My right, y'all left, Kills the Truth. What's good?
What's going on, folks? How everybody doing?
I'm pretty sure everybody doing good. You know, we doing good. Before we go any further, man, make sure, don't forget y'all, go ahead, cop y'all EnDaZone hoodies, DSMN hoodies. We gonna have t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, everything. Whatever it is you need, we finna have on deck for y'all. DSMN style. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in on the DSMN network. Also, those that's tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, at EnDaZone Sports. And if you haven't by now, which I know a lot of you have, but for those that didn't, make sure you download the DSMN on your Roku TV. It catches every Monday and Friday, 7 p.m. to see me give Kales more L's like we was last year, and I was back this season.
Undefeated.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Undefeated, yeah, whatever.
I don't take L's.
Again, hope everybody having a good day, man. Again, we got a special show for y'all tonight. Today was the NBA trade deadline. Actually, the trade started about 2 days ago, but today, 3 o'clock, was the deadline for teams to make trades. And we're going to start off with talk about the trade that didn't happen, that we expected to happen, which was Giannis Antetokounmpo remaining with the Milwaukee Bucks, not being traded at the trade deadline. What's your whole thoughts on that, Kills?
What is Milwaukee doing?
Yeah.
Milwaukee, this man do not want to be there anymore. I understand they trying to recruit all the assets they can get from him. But right now, he has a calf injury. And I feel as though they felt that they couldn't maximize their draft picks with him. I think this was all about draft picks. I think if Giannis would have really went in there and be like, look, I want to get traded today, or I think they would have traded him. But I can see him waiting for next season. Maybe they can incorporate more teams, try to get more draft picks. They really didn't want him to be in the East, which I don't understand, regardless of the simple fact.
Man, you know how the teams be. They don't want to trade away their big stars in the same conference, so they won't have to see them. However many games they may have to see them.
I think that's the dumbest.
Full time.
I think that's the dumbest reason in American. You're going to have to compete one day with him. And not like he ain't going to come back and play against y'all. I understand consistently playing against y'all, but come on now. That's a lame excuse to me. That's a lame excuse. Y'all thinking y'all can go out and try to get somebody next year to help him and to try to keep him there. But I think Giannis is done. Giannis is done in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I definitely believe he's done too. I don't understand why they didn't trade him. I guess the market that they was looking for Giannis wasn't there. Meaning, as you said, draft picks and young players. I don't think it was there or was good enough for the Milwaukee Bucks to relinquish Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, from what I'm hearing, they could probably do it during the offseason, which, they feel like they could probably get more bang for their buck for him. And then, to see where they land at, because the Bucks ain't going nowhere for the rest of the season. Their season is over with. Exactly. They're not about to make the playoffs. They're not about to make the play-in tournament. I think they're realizing the signing of Miles Turner didn't work out as they thought it was going to work out. Kyle Kuzma, this even go back to as far as like the mistakes the Bucks have been making to them. In my opinion, I don't know how you feel about it. on letting Dame go like that. Even though I know Dame was injured, but you still let him go. And I think that's where it started with Giannis looking at the organization sideways, like, okay, why get rid of him? You know what I'm saying? And then you fast forward to this year, the Bucks not winning. They 500 at best with Giannis playing. They're below 500 without Giannis playing, and the team just wasn't good. Just isn't good around Giannis. So he finally came out and asked for a trade. Well, he didn't ask for a trade. He just came out and said he would like to be moved. Well, I guess that's asking for a trade.
Yeah, that's
And Milwaukee decided not to do it. So whatever it is, whatever plan the Bucks decide to have this summer and trying to entice Giannis to stay there, good luck. Good luck. They're going to have to do a lot. I mean, a
whole lot.
Giannis there. I think Giannis want to be. I think Giannis really want to be in New York.
Okay.
I think he want to be with the Knicks, but the Knicks wasn't even offering what Milwaukee was looking for to get Giannis.
I don't even think they go get.
They went out and traded for Jose Alvarado too.
Right.
So
I don't think that the Bucks go get what Giannis go want because first of all, Giannis is coming off a calf injury. He's been having calf injuries this season. Second off, he's gonna be
Giannis with a player like Giannis. I don't think that really mattered with a player like Giannis.
I mean,
look at what Brooklyn did a couple of seasons ago with Kevin Durant.
Right,
they signed him to that big extension. He was coming off Achilles tear.
Right, but if I'm a organization trying to get him, he gonna be a year older next year too. What you gonna really try to get from him now? This was the best chance to get for him because now it's gonna be a desperate situation. Now, if you're not gonna come in in the regular season with Giannis again, and all these reports that he won out. So you definitely got to trade on next year. But with me, what's your favorite saying? Today's price is what today's price is a different price. It's a different price now. This is the best chance to get them what you wanted.
That's Fat Joe word. Shout out to Fat Joe. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Right. So you got to get him why it was hot. I was wondering what was people offering him though. I want to know what people was really offering him to get off of Giannis.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was some good or great offers out there. I just think the Bucks just decided that, you know what, nah. You know what I'm saying? We go see if we could tank the rest of the season where we end up in a draft lottery and see who we could get in this draft to also try to entice Giannis to stay or even possibly use that draft position as bait to trade to get another mega superstar over there in Milwaukee to pair with Giannis. I don't think as far as you saying he'll be a year older is a big factor into this or other teams trying to get him next year. I don't think the little calf injury isn't. I mean, again, when you got players like Giannis, when you got players like Giannis, Luka, SGA, you know what I'm saying, players like that, you know, do little stuff like that, they'll look past. But we'll see what Milwaukee plan is. We'll see what they plan on doing in this offseason. But to have Giannis Antetokounmpo still on the Milwaukee Bucks squad after the trade deadline, it's crazy to me.
So would you sit him would you sit him for the rest of the season? Or would you let him fall?
For what I'm hearing and reading, I don't think Giannis is going to play again this season.
So what was the point?
The point of what?
Not trade him.
Because I think Milwaukee was looking at it like we trade him, you know, maybe the pieces they was getting back will actually play good, decent, good to the point Milwaukee will keep winning, you know what I'm saying, and take them out of that draft position. Because them and the Indiana Pacers going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, well, we going to
get at least Indy made a trade, though. Indy made a good trade.
Yeah,
though.
But how much do you think? Well, we'll talk about that in a hot second. But yeah, as far as Giannis, it's amazing that he's still on the Milwaukee Bucks after the trade deadline. I thought he'll be moved. So we'll see what they do in the offseason. We'll see what moves they make. If they trade Giannis in the offseason, if they keep him. So the Giannis watch is to be continued, folks. To be continued. What you got for me, Kills?
How you feel about the trade? Let me shoot the the Dallas Mavericks trade. AD and a Wizard going. AD going to the Wizard for all them people
I
and
just
draft
think
picks.
AD getting traded to the Wizards just shows that, and we talked about this earlier today. It might have been yesterday. This
Yeah,
goes to show the trade that Nico Harris did by trading Luca for AD was probably the worst trade or one of the worst trades in NBA history.
I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, you
I ain't
gave
gonna.
up Luca. You gave up Luca to
Right,
get AD for one. That that right there itself is just like woo, mind boggling. Why do that? And taking
right,
nothing away from AD, you know what I'm saying? Like AD is a great player when healthy. When healthy, AD is one of the top 5 big men in the league when healthy.
right.
But then you trade him. You trade him and then trade him to the Wizards. To the Wizards.
I
You know,
understand
like
why they
like
traded him.
like Kyrie decided to stay in Dallas, in my opinion, because of Anthony Davis.
Exactly.
And then you get then you trade him. So what did that leave Kyrie for one? And then for two, this is going to show Anthony Davis, man. I think it might be that time, man, where you about to start being one of them players, one of them journeymen, man. Like I would rather have seen AD get traded to Chicago, where he's from, back home. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of him going to the Wizards, man. But we talked about this as well.
Exactly.
They do got a nice 1-2 duo, but the big thing is when they are healthy,
They
being
get injured
Anthony
too.
Davis and Trae Young. And they still got a young, a young team over there, Alex
Yeah.
Sarr,
Kubala. Kuba, if I'm saying this name right.
Lau, yeah, him. And then
They
you
got a
still
lot of
got
good players.
um Cavante,
Keyshawn George.
yeah, Keyshawn George. I didn't even say
Yeah.
Cavante George. Keyshawn George. So you still got some young pieces over there to put around AD and Trae Young, but they got to stay healthy, meaning both of them.
Yeah. Going back to Dallas. Dallas never gave that a chance to filter or fester. AD, okay, he been injured, but Kyrie also has been injured this year. Kyrie has not stepped on the court yet. You never gave it a chance to fester. And the thing that kills me is that they got Cooper Flag.
They better be happy they got him.
Yeah,
They better be happy they looked up and drafted Cooper Flag.
but they got Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, AD, and Kyrie would have been a nice thing to go starting off. I think Dallas panicked. I think Dallas just wanted to go young for the simple fact that they saw how great Cooper Flag is playing. So they wanted to just say, all right, you know what? This AD stuff is not working. It's a new organization, a new GM. New GM trying to make a name for himself. So he shipped off AD.
Let me ask you a question, Kills, because I hear you say this and do this a lot.
Mhm.
Why just because a player is playing good? Because you have mentioned this a lot as far as like excuse me, when we was talking about the NFL and
Uh-huh.
players like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Michael Wilson. You felt like because Michael Wilson, came along during the season that the Arizona Cardinals should just off rip trade Marvin Harrison Jr. because Michael Wilson played good. Now it's like in the NBA for the Maverick situation because Cooper Flag, to me, he's having a good season, not taking nothing away from him. But it been kind of up and down. I just ain't a stretch to where Cooper Flag wasn't doing what he been doing like the past 5 games. I done seen
Right.
stretches of that.
Because
But
he was
why
playing
is
out
it
of
that
position.
you feel like that just because Cooper Flag is playing well, they say, okay, fuck it, let's just trade AD. Let's just get him out of here.
No,
Why?
I want to trade AD right now. I'd have waited till AD and Kyrie got together and see where I could do with Cooper
I,
Flag.
I thought you
On
just
a,
said they
oh
probably
no,
did it.
no. But to answer your question, I feel it's like if somebody is playing the position that that you are playing well, and the other person is a little bit struggling, but he got a high high trade value, and I need some on my other like Arizona. Since we're gonna talk about Arizona, all right. Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison, okay, is a great wide receiver right now. He's been struggling his first 3 years, right? Michael Wilson came along, played good in that system. You need defense. So you can get some from Marvin Harris to add to your defense to make it better.
All
Or
because you living in the moment. All because you
no, I
living in the
mean
moment, basically.
no. Basically,
Okay,
is
so let's say,
mm,
I don't want to jump off the NBA real quick.
no. I
So
know.
let's just say they was to trade Marvin Harrison because Michael Wilson had some good games this year, and in Kel's eyes, he's worth you trading Marvin Harrison Jr. And then let's just say Michael Wilson don't have the type of season uh, uh, he had this year that he will have next year. Let's say
Okay.
that don't happen. Then what? Then what you gonna say? Well,
I'm gonna say, I had a bad trade, but with them draft picks I could get for him, I can reassure my defensive line. I could go get a quarterback, which they need, or I could go get another wide
hey,
receiver
do
in the
that.
draft.
Like, and that's why you could never be a GM, Kills. Just because somebody is playing good, that don't mean you get rid of, you know what I'm saying, the person that plays in this. Okay, so if Devontae Adams would have played great this season, you trade
Mhm.
Puka? Would you trade Puka?
No, I would trade
No,
Puka. No,
no, no. You know
no.
what I'm saying? You wouldn't do that. You
Puka
know,
is better than Devontae Adams, so why would I trade what's his
no.
name?
Okay,
Michael Wilson. Michael
so you
Wilson. If
telling me
you really
Michael
look at,
Wilson is better than Marvin Harrison? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, as you no, not
Okay,
talent wise, not talent
okay.
wise.
So in the Dallas Mavericks situation, I don't think because Cooper Flag is playing well that they say, okay, you know what, we just want to be young and we just gonna trade AD. No, I just think the fact that uh Harris fucked up and the new general manager is trying to fix what he messed up. AD wasn't playing in Dallas. You know, it just which I by the way, I do agree with you. They never really gave it a chance. They never
Exactly.
really gave it a chance. But they might have been looking at some whole other things like okay, AD not playing, Kyrie not playing. We did draft Cooper Flag. Let's see.
And who they get back? Hold on, I'm
Uh,
looking.
and it was about 20 players to go.
Okay, they got back. They got Chris Middleton,
Mm-hmm.
which is unfortunately he washed. I'm sorry. I like Chris Middleton. If you were getting Chris Middleton, the Giannis years where he was balling like that, Chris Middleton and big Chris
I think Chris
Middleton.
Middleton might be on the last year of his deal though too. A lot of
I
these deals today got made off of based
I
off
know
expiring contracts.
aspiring contracts. You get under the cap. Maybe you can go out and get another big fish. AJ Johnson, Malik Branham, who got traded again, and Marvin Bagley the third, who was the second round pick, who was the second pick in the NBA draft and has not done nothing. So how did you approve your team?
I don't think they was looking to improve the team this year. I,
Okay,
I'm,
so
I'm thinking that if I'm looking at it correctly and thinking correctly,
mhm.
I believe the Dallas Mavericks are looking to this offseason and next year because you know reports says that Kyrie may be coming back this season.
I wouldn't even bring Kyrie back this
Oh,
season.
okay, and that's my point.
Oh,
That's
I
the
mean,
point
what
is.
do you have to play for?
So I don't think the Mavericks was trying. They was trying to get a big contract off the books, which again I feel like I agree with you. As far as they should have made the trade. Period. If that was the case, you might as well just kept Luca.
Exactly.
But you get rid of Luca because you felt Luca was coming into camp and into the season all out of shape, wasn't taking care of his body, whatever. I don't give a damn what Luka was doing with his body. He was still dropping 30, 35, triple doubles. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that was
So
yeah.
like I feel like that whole trade was involving Dallas and Washington was just mind boggling as well. Like and that just shows a lot about where AD is at right now. It shows a lot about how much teams value AD and not because of his talent, but because his what?
He
Availability.
can't, he can't stay on the court.
Right.
Unfortunately, AD can't stay on the court. But I think Washington got the best. I think Washington won this deal though.
Of course, because they got the best player, which was AD,
Right,
regardless of how you look at him or not. So yeah,
and
they definitely won
and
it.
probably next year they probably will be better with that with Trey Young and AD and Sar and the rest of the get people. So If I was the GM of Dallas, I want to trade AD. I want to trade AD to the Wizards for them players. I would have to get better players. That's just me.
Another trade that happened that I think people are really uh, not talking about it as much as they should be
Mm-hmm.
is Nikola Vucevic
Oh, boo.
going from Chicago to Boston. I think that was a big move for Boston. I think now they got a big man in the middle, to hold down the fort to help Jaylen Brown out, even though Jaylen Brown has kept Boston afloat.
Mm-hmm.
MVP candidate in my eyes, meaning Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Without Jason Tatum being out there, nobody thought, myself included, that Boston would be number 2 in the East at this point in the season without having Jason Tatum out there,
Me
and
too.
then losing Kristaps Porzingis and losing Marcus Smart
Marcus Smart. They
and
lost. They lost
Drew
Tatum. They lost
Holiday. They lost
Drew.
Drew Holiday. So nobody
It,
thought that Boston
mhm.
would be in the position that they is now uh, at this moment, being number 2 in the East. But for them to get Vucevic, I think that's going to help Jaylen Brown. That's going to definitely improve the center position for the Celtics.
Oh yeah.
They getting a guy that could stretch the floor, shoot the outside shot, like Porzingis was able to do for Boston when
Mm-hmm.
healthy, and a guy that can rebound the basketball. So I like that trade for Boston.
Yeah, I love that trade for Boston. See, that's what Boston did is that they just uh, you will never trade as a Bulls. Uh, you never trade a small for a big. But but I understand why they did it. Alfred Simons wasn't playing well over in Boston like he was in Portland. I mean, he had good games, but it wasn't the Alfred Simons that you saw in Boston. What this does,
Why would you expect him to be anything different?
I mean, Alfred Simons. I mean, I understand once you go to a team that's not as good, your production go down because you got other great players. But I feel like his talent still should have got him playing better than what he was doing in in Boston. Also, what this does for Boston, this gives them the same type of offense that they ran with Horford and with Drew Holiday now, meaning that they can do it a little bit more pick and roll with Jaylen Brown. Boo can pop, and like you said, he can pop and get open 3-point shots. He also can rebound, so they can get out in transition more. And but on the defensive side, they're gonna lack because Boo is not a very good defensive player, but he's make that up on his offensive end. So it was a great trade for Boston.
He's a decent defender. He's a
I
better
mean,
defender.
he's not a rim, he's not
They
a
have
rim
at that
protector.
position. At that
But that,
position, he's better than everybody else Boston have on
oh
their
yeah,
roster at that
no, it
position.
was a great, it was
So
a great. Go ahead.
he's definitely an upgrade. Even
Yeah,
on the
oh
defensive
hell yeah.
side of the basketball. I'm talking about on the defensive side. He's
I mean,
definitely
probably on the defensive side too, but I would put him in pick and roll more often, and I know there's nobody behind him to block my shot, so I could get to the bucket easy. I mean, with Vu back there, I mean, Vu only averaged, but Vu have not averaged a block a game his whole career. It'd be like point 0.5. So he has not. He gets blocks, but he don't get blocks at an alarming rate. His,
all rim protectors
I
are
know
just
all rim protectors are not
are
shot
not
blockers.
shot blockers.
I understand that.
It
I
all depends on
understand that.
how you protect that paint.
Right. You can protect the paint by getting charges and all that good stuff. But guess what? I ain't scared to go in here. I'm not scared. So damn, the charge is also 50%. I'm gonna get a block on you. So I'm gonna be on the free throw and one. What you gonna do then? So Boo gonna do nicely in Boston. That was a great trade. If I was getting her a grade, I'd get her an A because they got what they needed. And they gave up something that really wasn't working for them because Peyton Pritchard is having a great season since he took over the Rams.
took over the round.
I mean, took over the spot, the spot,
Don't know what spot you're talking about.
the point guard spot.
But did he?
Yeah, because Drew Holiday was a point guard.
More assists, him or Jaylen Brown.
It
I'm gonna
wasn't-
use your own theory against you on this one, Mr.
Well, I
Pritchard.
ain't look it up. I gotta look it up. I wasn't prepared.
Between Pritchard and Jaylen Brown this season.
I think probably Jaylen Brown because he most likely had the ball more. He
Okay.
probably had the ball in his hand more.
Okay. So Peyton Pritchard didn't take over the rounds of anything. Um,
The point guard position is the position to get your players to start the offense. That's
and
just
he
the
really don't.
definition.
He really don't start the offense. It be Jaylen Brown.
He starts the offense.
No, he don't. I see.
I
Listen, I know.
okay.
I watched a lot of Boston Celtics games this year.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I ain't watched the Boston Celtics games this year, so I'll go leave that on you. So
Okay, fair enough. But Jaylen Brown do initiate most of the Celtics offense this season more than Peyton Pritchard.
okay,
Yeah. So another deal that happened was our Cleveland Cavaliers trading away a young Darius Garland for a 36-year-old James Harden. A 36-year-old James Harden that's averaging 24, almost 25 points a game, 8, 9 assists a game. For Darius Garland, who's been injured damn near all season. You go back to last season with him injuring that toe, missing the playoffs. This year playing a handful of games, but he been out for a little minute lately. They make the trade, bring James Harden to the land, and ship Darius Garland to the Clippers. Also, even though we touched on it a little bit, they also acquired Schroeder and Keon Ellis. But let's talk about this James Harden.
okay.
How did you feel about that deal, and what do that mean for the Cavaliers moving forward?
At first, the first initial reaction was like, "What the hell are the Cavaliers doing, trading for a 36-year-old James Harden for 26?" Then I looked into it, and you know, let my emotions come out because I really like the Garland because what Garland can do. But what James Harden can do for the Cavaliers is this: he can take the pressure off of Donovan Mitchell handling the ball and being the facilitator and being that person who always has to be the playmaker.
Mhm.
Harden is a playmaker by any means necessary. He knows how to get to the rim. He knows how to use his leverage to get fouls. He knows how to use the pick and roll with the big man. So I'm looking for Evan Mobley to get a big bump and Jared Allen to get bumped on the lobs and the easy shots now. And we've been harping on Evan Mobley getting easy shots. Now Evan Mobley gonna be able to get easy shots now because one thing that Harden and Mitchell can do is penetrate the paint. So they're gonna have the rotation gonna be open for the rotation when they rotate over. It's gonna be easy basket for Allen and Mobley, and that also will open up the shot for Merle. And when Matt Strus come back, really when Matt Strus come back, it's really gonna open up now because Harden is a willing passer. So with that, and he's durable. You can say anything about Harden. You can say he quit on his team or whatever, but the one thing, knock on wood, the one thing he don't do is get hurt. He's always available. He might have no bad play. He might not show up, but guess what? In Cleveland, he really don't have to be that fourth quarter person that everybody wanted him to be. Now
Right.
he got Donovan Mitchell, and with Harden, Mitchell don't have to do so much now. He don't have to. He don't have to take the reins and everything because with Garland out, guess who got to handle the ball now? Mitchell, which will put him in double teams, and he got to run around and get knocked down on the floor. Now he can play off the ball a little bit. Harden can facilitate, can be that person, and also when we need a big basket, James Harden can be that too.
Yeah, I definitely excuse me.
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Thank you. I definitely agree with I feel like James Harden would approve this team where starting with the bigs. I've been on Evan Mobley all season long. Why? Because the whole off season. Every time I cut the TV on, I seen Evan Mobley. Oh, I'm getting in shape. I'm getting my body together. Every time I'm reading something, it's Evan Mobley. He putting out pictures of him looking like he done put on some pounds or some muscles. I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see it. But he was putting stuff out there.
Right.
You coming off of a great season last year, winning Defensive Player of the Year award, to the point that coming to this season, we was talking. I was saying, man, I need Evan Mobley to give me the average at least 23 and 12,
Okay.
24 and 12. I just seen too many games for Evan Mobley 8, 10, 13. Like, damn, dude, what's going on? Maybe that could be because of the attention that Donovan Mitchell was receiving to the point he really couldn't make the play that he wanted to make to get Evan Mobley involved.
Exactly.
You want to see Evan Mobley bring the ball up a lot like he a point guard. That ain't doing too good.
No, because I'm talking about like last year when Evan Mobley was at his best was in the transition game, meaning that they would rebound the ball and push the ball up the court. With him, when he rebound the ball, he got good enough skills to just push it and not look for the guard. While by then they would see because he was last year that's what he was doing, and look what he was doing. That's how the flow of the offense was. You get over half court. Now you set up the court. When he is at his best is when he going down.
Set up the court with Evan Mobley. Okay.
No, I ain't talking about all the time. I'm talking about on transition possessions, like off of rebounds. He don't have to look for the guard. He can push the ball up himself. He can be his man from transition into the defensive end. That's what I was saying. I ain't saying, oh well, when a main basket have him bring up the ball. No, on transition situation, Evan Mobley should get the rock and push it because he's good enough because he can be his man down the court. He can even get fouled.
You need to stop doing. You need to stop saying stuff as if it was you.
It's not me.
You would do what you would do, and that's what you do.
It helped him last year. It helped him last year.
Did it?
How you think Mobley got all them? How you think Mobley Mobley was able to do what he did last year? They stopped doing that for some reason.
What was that? What like explain
Everson, look, Mobley is not a half court. Mobley is not a half court player. He's a transition player.
Stop it.
He's not.
Just because you want to see Evan Mobley play point guard, that don't necessarily mean
I don't want to play point guard.
He's not a half court player. Stop it.
Okay, what's the difference? What happened this year from last year?
He just ain't playing well.
He's not getting easy baskets.
No, that's not it, man. That's not it. Like I'm not about to keep allowing you to come on here and say stuff like that because something happened one year and because it didn't happen the next year or whatever. That's the reason why the team not being successful, nothing or anything like that. One, his shooting percentage is lower than what it was last year. That ain't got shit to do with him getting an offensive rebound and pushing the point guard.
Easy
baskets.
He's not getting easy baskets. He was getting easy baskets last year,
and that's because he's not pushing. You know what? I ain't about to go down that road with you. James Harden. What James Harden is going to do for this team is he should elevate Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, especially in that pick and roll game. James Harden is one of the best pick and roll point guards in the NBA. You saw what he did with Zubac.
Right.
Previous before that, you saw what he did with who was that in Houston? Clint Capella.
Yep.
Even to a certain extent when he was in Philly with Joel Embiid, because it's hard to guard when you got a point guard like James Harden who can create off a pick and roll or create one-on-one dribbles to make things happen because his ability to be able to dribble the ball and either create a foul, which puts defenders in a position where they don't want to put a hand on it, they don't want to touch him, and he's getting easy buckets.
Right.
So that's going to help. Well, I hope that help Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. So I think that's going to be one of the aspects that James Harden brings to the team that can change his team around. And then, like you just touched on it, take the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands. And when Donovan Mitchell go to the bench, we now have a player who can still go out there and get it whenever he feel like he could get it. And that's what I was hoping from Evan Mobley this year. But we're not getting that. But hopefully with the addition of James Harden, that will happen.
Mobley should be better because he's gonna get easy baskets. And easy baskets for a big man is something that they need to see. You'll see him play. I mean, he's a defensive player anyway, but you will see him play a little bit more better on defense because he's seeing the ball go through the hoop Also, I'm just saying. I'm a confident. I believe.
Goodness, man.
I believe when you play well, when you score, your defense is playing real good.
So he
Evan
not
Mobley,
playing good defense now because he's not seeing the
Evan,
ball go in,
Evan Mobley has not played. Evan Mobley has not been that defensive story like he was last year.
and that's because he's not seeing the ball go in, Kel.
Offense brings defense.
Oh my goodness.
You play when you play defense
Oh
well.
my goodness,
When you
man.
play, when you see the
Oh,
ball go in the basket, your offensive game is good. Your defensive play. Watch and see. Watch
okay,
and see. We gonna
okay,
see. Watch Evan
okay.
Mobley.
And then, okay,
Watch
okay.
Evan Mobley. I say Evan Mobley. His jump shot gonna get a little bit better because he gonna be able to go inside out. Watch. It gonna help Jared Allen. Watch. I'm telling you.
I'm not disagreeing that it's going to help Jared Allen and
But you're
Evan
gonna see a
Mobley.
different type of flowing at Mobley. You're gonna see a different type of confidence. I'm gonna say confidence. Right now, Evan Mobley
So
is
now,
not
so
playing
now
with
you're
no
saying he don't have confidence because of Darius Garland.
But Darius Garland has not been playing the whole year, so the
So he
whole
don't have
team
the
has not
confidence.
been
He don't
together.
have the confidence in his game because of Darius Garland.
No, when you don't see the ball go in the hoop, your confidence level goes down. As any basketball, unless once you see it go back up, you don't see it.
I'm not denying that psychologically, if you're not hitting shots, it can hit you. We was
Yeah,
talking about his defense,
and
and
that brings, and
you
sometimes
said,
that energy don't go to the other end.
nah, we talking about energy. Now you're saying two different things. Now
What?
you're saying two different things. Come
All
on.
right, your
I'm only
mindset,
like white on rice.
your
I'm only like
mindset.
white on rice.
Okay, I'm gonna just put it like this: if you're not playing well, your mindset transfer into your energy, playing wise. If you're not confident, your energy is not going to be up because you are thinking about how you've been missing and not playing well.
Only in America will you find somebody like Hill. Only in America.
Ask anybody. Hey,
Another team that made a lot of trades, and this team is really confusing me on what they're actually trying to do and want to do with that team. It's the Chicago Bulls.
I'm about to say. It seems like every the Bulls trade they coach for.
And they getting all guards back. That's the crazy thing about it. Like,
Yeah,
what is going on? What you think is going on in Chicago?
I have no idea.
Kobe White is gone. He's now with the Charlotte Hornets, which I kind of like that move for Charlotte.
Yeah, he went to Hornets, but that helped the Hornets tremendous.
Yeah.
That helped because now they got a backup. But they traded Kobe White for Colin Sexton.
That's
Pretty
what I'm
much.
saying. I mean, on the Hornets end, I get it. You get a better player with Kobe White.
Why would the Bulls want to do that?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like on the Bulls end, I'm not understanding.
Then
like what's going on. You still got Josh Giddey. Oh, they did trade Ayo.
And that's another. They traded Ayo. They traded Ayo to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They got back. First off, the first trade they went to. Why they just didn't get Ayo to Minnesota the first trade? They double back.
What you mean they double back?
Okay, they traded Mike Conley. Oh, that was a 3-team deal, right? Mike Conley to the Bulls. The Bulls in turn traded Mike Conley to Charlotte. Charlotte transferred. I know Mike Conley like, man, damn, I can't even sit down for a minute.
He got traded time for Mike Conley to start thinking about that retirement road, man.
Yeah, he got traded but he got traded twice in a matter of 48 hours. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. But back to the Bulls. I'm trying to look at their team now. They got Sexton, Josh Giddey.
Mm-hmm.
They traded Vu. They got Anthony Simons.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got no bids. All they got is guards.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Chicago. Like, what the plans is. Is it?
When you
that's why I don't understand why Chicago. If you had plans to trade Vu, I'm not understanding why when you go after Anthony Davis, if that's the case.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. That's what Chicago was.
Yeah, he's from Chicago. You could have brought him back. Maybe that revives his career. I mean, make him motivated not to get injured as much. But it's like You traded all these guards for guards, and then you traded your only big man. Why? I don't know who. I don't know who the GM in Chicago is, but he should get fired today because he did not improve his team at all. They get worse. Maybe they looking for that. Maybe they tank it, and this is the best way to tank
Yeah,
because if you know the Chicago got rid of DeRosa, Zach Vu, they got rid of Kobe White, they got rid of all their good players. For what though? So with that trade, I don't understand. I can't even put it in words because to me, it's just like they don't want to win. That's the problem with Chicago.
I mean, I do like I do like Anthony Simons going over there. I mean, I do agree with you.
But
Where
where he gonna play at?
Anthony Simons is a number one or number two option as he was in Portland. You know, he could put up numbers. You said
Yeah,
where you want to play at?
yeah, because you got the only best player they got on their team right now is Josh Giddey.
He gonna
So
play.
they better around Josh Giddey.
He gonna play opposite. He gonna play that 2 or that 3.
So Colin Sexton gonna play.
He
Oh,
coming off the bench.
he gonna come off the bench.
Yeah, like he was in Charlotte.
So they got I still think they got Patrick Williams. I don't understand. I'm trying to look at the roster from my mind, and their roster's gonna be small.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Giddey is the best player on that team, and he's 6'9", but he played guard.
Mm-hmm.
So what you gonna do? Move him over to small forward and have Anthony Simons play the that structure of how they traded. I would really like to know what was in the GM mind by doing that. If I was gonna get rid of Boo, I would have to get rid of Boo for a big man or another big man or somebody.
I don't know. Your guess just as good as mine on what the Chicago Bulls is doing. Another trade that we seen happen was Golden State finally cut ties with Jonathan Kuminga. They finally that relationship was just broke, was just over with, just done. They trade Kuminga to the Hawks. Actually, it was Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield,
The Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis to pair him back up with Al Horford. You know, that championship front court duo of Horford and Porzingis. What's your take on that trade?
I think Chris or Porzingis going to Golden State will be a good thing for Golden State because now they got a center who can pop out and shoot the three,
Mm-hmm.
and how they run their offense. Their offense is predicated on making the threes. So that was a good deal for Golden State. That probably the only thing it'd have been even better if Jimmy Butler was still playing.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been. So I guess they looking at next year to make a run at it again. So they just went out and got Porzingis. The only knock on Porzingis is he get injured too.
Facts.
He has not been healthy,
Facts.
but he's a unicorn. The dude can do everything on that basketball court. He helped Boston win a title by shooting his threes. By defensive wise, he's not a shot blocker, but he's a rim protector. Meaning that he deflects.
Porzingis get some blocks now.
Yeah,
Don't twist it.
but he's a great offensive player. But Kuminga needed a fresh start.
He did.
But he's going over there with Jalen Johnson. So is he really gonna play? I mean, they probably go. I mean, he going over there with Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is that team now. He's the man over there. Once they
Kuminga wasn't going over for one. Kuminga wasn't going over to Atlanta to be the guy.
Oh no, I'm just saying. But still, he's still behind somebody.
He was going to be somebody behind somebody anyway. Like I don't care what team he went to. Jonathan Kuminga to me is not a starter. He's a great. I ain't gonna say great. He's a good bench player who can give you some nice quality minutes, energetic, can hit a shot, can hit a knockdown shot if needed. You know, play good wing defense. But I don't think he was never going to go anywhere and be plugged in as a starter.
Well, Jonathan Kuminga was picked number 4 in the draft by Golden State 1 year. He was a high draft pick, so he should have played like that. And at one point in time, Kuminga was supposed to be a core piece of that Golden State. Whatever happened at Golden State with Kerr or anything, he never developed into that player. But Kuminga Kaminga should play a little bit more in Atlanta, but he's behind Jalen Johnson. Ooh, I'd be like, damn. Buddy Hill, I think
Why you keep saying it like that though? Like it sounded to me
because
like
it's just
like you expecting Jonathan Kaminga to start over
because
in Atlanta.
his talent and his talent wise, just going strictly on his talent, he should be able to start because he's 6'9", can is he very athletic. He can play, like you said, he can play defense. The only gripe with Jonathan Kaminga is that he can't shoot the ball well, but he can get to the basket. And and with that type of talent, I feel as though he should be starting because of his energy and his athleticism.
Who was he going to start over in Atlanta?
Nobody. That's
Okay.
my point.
So
So if I was Kaminga, I'd be like, damn, I was just in the same situation I was in
what do
Golden
you think
State.
Jonathan Kaminga could have went to where he was going to be starting?
Where he could have been with.
And to be a starter and be in a situation where not just I'm starting on the team, but I'm winning and starting. I'm not just coming to a team because I feel like my athleticism or my defense to get me to be a starter. I'm trying to win as well. Where could he have started like that?
I think he could have went to Indiana. I think that would have been a good place for him in Indiana because they just traded Merton. I think Indiana would have been a good place. And
You
he'd been playing.
this off of because of what happened today.
No, they were gonna trade. They were gonna trade Merton anyway. They were gonna trade him anyway because they got back Zubac. So, and they would have to replace. I'm thinking of teams off my head that I think would be a good. Hell, shit, he could have went to Charlotte.
I don't think he was gonna start in Charlotte. Over who?
Charlotte they got Con Napier, what's his name, Miles Bridges, LaMelo. He could have started at that 4.
Over Miles Bridges?
No, Miles Bridges played 3.
No, Brandon Miller plays a 3.
Oh, I forgot about damn Brandon Miller.
Yeah, see, come on, Kel. I'm on you.
I forgot about Brandon Miller.
I'm on you. What
okay. I forgot Brandon Miller.
He wasn't going to start in Charlotte. I think.
All right. I think Indiana would have been a great place for him. Indiana. He was going Indiana. I'm trying to think of the teams that really that can win.
But who would Golden State would have took from Indiana for Jonathan Kaminga, and then by him going over there would have put him in position to be a starter in Indiana?
Nobody for real.
Okay, so again,
you asked me a question, so I just answered. You said which team? So Indiana, but they got Porzingis. So I just think from a talent standpoint, I just feel that Kaminga should be well along his development than where he at now.
I definitely agree with that. I do feel like whatever transpired in Golden State stopped the growth of Jonathan Kaminga. It been times to where he wasn't playing because of coach's decisions.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like for whatever reason that was, we don't know. But I definitely do agree with you as far as the relationship that he had with Steve Kerr prevented him from really growing to where, as you said, where he got drafted at would have showed.
Yeah.
So I definitely do.
He came to a team who was all in win now mode, you know. Right. So his development has not been developed right. He has not been developed right. So I guess he got frustrated. So
I definitely agree with that. Out of all the trades that happened, you know, whether they was big trades or just trades to, you know, clear cap space, however it is you want to look at it. In your opinion, what trade happened that will benefit that team acquiring that person the most?
This might sound like a homer thing, but I think the Cavaliers. I think what the Cavaliers did to get up to almost get to that second apron, they got rid of Lonzo Ball contract, which Kobe Altman did an amazing job.
He's now in Utah, right?
Yeah, but they about to buy him out. It's a thing that they gonna buy him out, which when Lonzo came, I thought Lonzo would be that point guard that would help us facilitate the ball, get Mitchell going.
I
But
agree.
Lazo is still injured, and that injury killed his his career. I
Here
think the
we
knees.
go again. What you mean Lonzo is still injured?
I
And
think because the way he's playing, he's not playing the way Lazo play. I think the knees are really, but that's
man,
he gone
Lonzo, we never really seen how Lonzo could play. He had that
right.
one good year in LA. I believe that was his rookie year. Might have
Well,
been
his last year with his last year in Chicago was nice. I mean, he played well.
he's doing the same thing here that he did in Chicago.
No, he was terrible here. He was shooting 30% from the field. I ain't
He
talking
didn't
about
shoot
from
that
the
great in
3 point.
Chicago either.
He was shooting a little bit better than that though. But I feel that getting back Schroeder and getting back Keon Ellis really helped. And the main piece was James Harden. I think James Harden really Cleveland, gonna help Cleveland get to where they needed to get to that second seed or first seed because we only 2 games behind. We on the road. Matt Strus coming back. Sam Merle is healthy. Jalen Tyson is doing his thing. So right
Yeah.
now, and when Mobley come back and Allen coming off that 40-point game, I think Allen get his little rhythm back. I think, but I think James Harden deal and it's Schroeder and Ellis deal, and the Cavs getting to that almost getting over under that apron. So next year they could go get a big fish. Was a good thing for the trading deadline.
Who do I think what trade will benefit that team the most? This is tough because I want to go Homer too with the Cavs because I do feel like having a guy like James Harden on the squad is going to take a lot of pressure off of Donovan Mitchell from running that point guard. Can free him up to play off ball where I feel like he could do more damage, and because of the way James Harden, in my opinion, can elevate our bigs, meaning Mobley and Allen. And then you mentioned Schroeder, you mentioned Ellis. We seen what they was capable of doing last night,
I
where they
missed
were
that game.
locking down on the defensive end. I think
Uh-huh.
Schroeder done ripped Kawhi Leonard about 3 times, 3, 4 times. Like just and the whole energy was different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, especially on the defensive end. So, and then you complement that with we always talk. I always talk about compliment. Again, I don't want to lean off the basketball, but I said a lot with the Browns. We need our offense to complement our defense. And
right,
I feel
right,
like with
right,
this trade, the 2 defensive pieces that we picked up in Schroeder and Ellis can complement the offense that we picked up with James Harden.
right,
So
right.
I want to go homer and say that. So actually, I am going to say that. But I like Vucevic going to Boston. I like that move for the Celtics because that again, we talk about how much pressure James Harden would be taking off of Spider. I think Vucevic would take a lot of that pressure off of Jaylen Brown as well.
Oh yeah, it looks. He just fit that.
Yeah,
He just fit that Boston scene.
yeah,
Boo. He look like a Boston Celtic.
right, right. I agree. So I think that Vu trade, is another trade I think that's going to benefit that team most. So yeah, I'm going with Cleveland and Boston. Um, Before we get up out of here, I forgot to mention the one player that didn't get traded. Another player that didn't get traded that we thought was going to get traded or should have been traded is Ja.
God,
Ja is still in Memphis, which is telling me, and we discussed this on the last show. Actually, the past 2 shows we've been discussing this. I think what's hurting Ja or will hurt Ja
it's
is
his
the
reputation.
attitude, that
Yeah,
reputation,
his
that
rep.
reputation.
They even traded Jared Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, not even
that.
just that, but they was asking the teams that was trading for Ja was asking for a pick along with Ja.
And you know what I did? I'd have gave it to him. Because sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet
Right.
to release. Sometimes you just gotta blame that. Okay, John. Okay, what you want? You want John? Give me such and such, and then you tell me what pick. If it's my first round pick, just to not have a headache, go ahead. Bye. Because once it gets in, you can rebuild. You can always get number one picks. You
Right.
always can retrade and get back up to for peace of mind. And he need to change the scenery. Trade him. I don't understand why organizations, when a person's not happy, trade him because he gonna affect the other players from playing well.
All right.
His negative energy. You know, I'm all about energy. You can't be negative with me. So you be negative with me, you gone. Good player, bad player, any player, because you affect the other players. You affect our mood. And if you're not playing well, guess what? We're not going. If you're not in a good mood, we're not playing well.
Facts.
So that's another. Yeah, I forgot John. And I thought Miami. It's it's the
Miami
thing with
would have been
Miami,
perfect as a job for me.
and
Yeah.
Miami is starting for a star. You know, and I know they try to get rid of
That whole Tyler
Tyler,
Hero experience, I don't. That
and I
that's a,
know they try to get rid of Tyler Hero. So so the Tyler Hero is a very good player, but once again, he's not available.
yeah, definitely get hurt every year. But yeah, again, this shows me that Ja need to wake up. He need to get his ish together.
Right.
You talk about talent. You was just talking about talent as far as Jonathan Kaminga. Ja got all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
All the talent in the world. You know, I was watching Ja, you know, when he's in Murray State.
Exactly.
You know, actually I got hip to Ja from one of my old barbers like years ago, man. You know, when I
Oh
when I
yeah, you
first
was
started
telling me.
talking about the
Yeah.
sports and doing the sports and we at the barber shop. Hey man, I need you to really pay attention to this guy, Ja. Man, he jump off the gym, he dunking on people, blah blah blah, this
Mm.
and that. And one day we was at the barber shop to get my hair cut. And what came on TV? Highlights of Ja.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, okay. Okay, this dude is the truth. Then he get drafted to the league, win rookie of the year, all NBA, and just
Where you
fucks it
think,
up.
where you think it changed?
You think what?
Where do you think Ja attitude changed? Because when he first came into the league, Ja was known as a mild mannered player. You think the when he got into the incident with Shannon Sharp or his father got in the incident, you think his father was a primary reason, or was it because he made the money?
I mean, I don't really like to,
I mean, I'm
talk on,
speculating, of course.
talk on parents, and stuff like that. But what I'm gonna say is, I don't think his pops helped the situation with Ja.
Okay.
If that was me, not trying to, tell people how to parent their kids, nothing like that. I'm not trying to do none of that.
Oh no, Ja, 26 years old. He a grown man.
I don't get 26, 27. I don't care how old my kids is. If I see you fucking up and doing some dumb shit, I'm
Oh
getting in
no,
your
yeah,
ass. You know what I'm saying? As a
yeah,
parent, hey man, you don't work this hard to get to where you at. Don't fuck this up.
of course.
Don't fuck this up. You don't
Right.
work hard. Not just you, but I mean, I don't know, how involved, what I'm saying, his pops was with him
Mm-hmm.
and his basketball steps in his career as far as from little from high
Whatever.
school,
Right.
maybe
Right.
AAU before that, to high school, to college, to the league. I don't know none of that. But I know me, if that was me in that situation and it's one of my kids, no, we worked too hard to get here. We're not about to fuck this up.
Exactly.
You about to get this together and get it together now. So I don't know where it went wrong with Ja. I don't know if it was the fame. I don't know if it was I don't know. But what I do know is this: the hourglass is running out on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Memphis should have got something for him. I
It
understand.
wasn't even Memphis. It was these other teams that like, man, if you want us to take him off your hands, kind of like how I be telling y'all when it comes down to fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all want me to take certain players. I mean, I'm gonna need something else with that for some insurance.
Well, of course.
And
And,
that's what other teams was looking at when it came down to making a deal or talking about
uh,
making a deal with Memphis to get Ja to take Ja off their hands. They looking at all the extra stuff like, man,
and if me, I'd have been like, all right, what do you need? In reason, in reason,
yeah,
in reason.
I
If,
agree, but I guess Memphis just
if I
didn't.
want this and this and this, if I want this and this for Ja, because now Ja is a talent. I'm not selling Ja low, but I'm gonna sell him. You know, if you want my first round pick, I'm gonna have to get somebody that's equal that first round pick
Yeah.
for Ja.
Yeah.
So I'm giving up. So here, bye, Ja. My organization, I'm thankful for what you've done in the beginning of the organization, but now it's time for you to go. I need my peace. So
Yeah.
peace out.
I don't know. It's something, and John definitely need to figure it out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in on this Thursday special NBA trade edition with myself and Kills, man. Appreciate y'all again. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube, on EnDaZone Sports, at EnDaZone Sports. Hit that subscribe button. And again, if you didn't, go download the app on your Roku TV. For myself, for Kills, y'all stay safe. We going to catch y'all same time, same place, Monday, 7 p.m. on the DSMN network, also available on YouTube. Kills, go catch another L. Y'all stay safe, stay warm. I'm hearing that snow supposed to be coming down again. Be careful out there in the morning if y'all got to go out, man. We out of here. Deuces.
Peace.
Yeah. Cavalier mentality, I charge through every bracket. King on the court, LeBron legacy in my fabric. Round when I'm grinding, dog pound in the trenches. Guardian at the gate, protecting all my riches. Cavs in my veins, championship parade route. Browns in the mud, fourth quarter, never doubt. Guardians of tradition, progressive, feel my temple. Training like I'm drafted, work ethic monumental. In the zone, can't stop my ascension in the zone. Discipline my weapon in the zone. Greatness by intention in the zone. It's my resurrection in the soul.